in the bottom of the first, and he was done with his warm-ups with almost just under a minute to go before they came back on.
Castro's 0-2. Fastball 99. Misses down. As AJ said, I mean, this is, hopefully we have to get used to this.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to bother Tarek one bit.
I don't think it will. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Wow. Changeup had him flailing, falling across home plate. Third strikeout for Scooble. All on the changeup. And he's starting to dial it in.
You know, we were talking about the last time out, his changeup kind of sailing a little bit, but that's right back to that wiffle ball changeup that goes down and away from those right-handers the way he likes it.
Has such good movement. 98 at the bottom rail. Doesn't get the call. James Jean had a nice chat with this crew before the game. Adam Hammery, Todd Titchener, John Tumpain, and tonight's home plate umpire James Jean. Swing and a miss. James, first time we have seen him at the major league level. He's got the call up from AAA when Hunter Wendelstedt took a line drive. Swinging a foul off the side of the left side of his head by the left ear, and he has been out since. James Jean has come up and joined this crew, and he's been doing very good work so far. He's got that for Sunday Night Baseball. He's got the helmet cam on. Slider misses down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield plays Ty France to pull just slightly. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Oh, man. Changeup again. 4th strikeout. All swinging. All on changeups.
And that, again, right down and away from the right-handed hitting Ty France, and it's set up perfectly with that slider that was about 6 inches off the inside part of the plate. That served a real good purpose to go back and get that down and away changeup.
Fastball popped up, fouling out of play. Harrison Bader at the plate. Second inning is brought to you by the Michigan Lottery, introducing the new Tigers Instant Game Pull Tab 2 online games. Today's game brought to you in part by Meyer, an official partner of the Detroit Tigers. Fastball at the belt does not get the call. As we said, the power threat is in the leadoff spot, Byron Buxton. That's the thing you notice about this lineup. Curveball on the back door didn't get the call. What a great job by Dylan Dingler to try to get the call. I mean, those are, I tell you, Jake Rogers and Dylan Dingler, the job they do framing pitches is just outstanding. 2-1. Comes right back with a changeup on the back door for a called strike 2 on Bader. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I do. I think it fools the pitchers too, Dan. I think that's why Tarek Skubal asks where those pitches are, because once he's done throwing it, they make him look so good.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Changeup. Bader tosses a batting helmet away. Tarek Skubal could tell these Twins hitters the changeup is coming, and they still wouldn't have a chance. 6 up, 6 down, 5 strikeouts, all on. plays of that Carpenter swing. Just so impressive. Torkelson swings and pops it up down the right field line. Ty France over. Will he have room? No, that gets into the seats. Torkelson behind 0-2, but still has life.
I thought he swung the bat really well yesterday. Saw him before the game, and he did. He said, yep. Told him the same thing. He said, yeah, I felt good yesterday. Seemed like he was just on everything that Twins pitchers were throwing up to him.
The 0-2 to Torkelson, low and away. Slider misses. Paddock started with San Diego. Actually, drafted by the Marlins and traded to San Diego. Slider misses low and away. Then the Twins picked him up in April of 2022. In May of 2022, he had Tommy John surgery. And that really wiped out the next 2 years. Fly ball deep to the gap in right center field. Byron Buxton on the run, still going. He will make the catch because he's Byron Buxton.
Man.
Wow. He was shaded a few steps toward left center.
Yeah.
And when that ball left the bat of Torkelson, hit hard on the line, you're thinking, well, that's a gap shot. That's at least a double. And then you realize, oh, wait a minute. Byron Buxton's still got the wheels, and he hauled it in and made it look easy.
It made it look easy.
Wow.
That's the thing. I mean, that came off the bat and going, oh, man, that's at least 2. And you're thinking, yeah, and out of nowhere, here he comes, and then just...
Fly ball to left off the bat of McKinstry. Bader in, now backpedaling, and he'll reach up and make the catch. He reaches the track in left field. A good swing for Zach McKinstry. 2 hard-hit balls and 2 outs here in the second inning. Well, it's time for Dollars on Deck. So if Dylan Dingler is the business and largest Trex decking dealer. 1-0 Tigers are in the second inning. Tigers have seen Chris Paddock twice in his career. They actually saw him in 2022 for 5 innings of no-hit work. Fastball strike down and away. So he made a start in late April, make it of 2022. Swinging a soft line drive, base hit on an 0-1. Dylan Dingler drops it into right field. Good swings. Everything's on a line in this inning. Deep line drive out. Deep line drive out. Now a line drive hit a little more softly, but... It's with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. The Tigers have not had success in the 2 times they faced this righty. Parker Meadows takes first pitch, breaking ball at the belt for a called strike.
Kind of an interesting approach, too, Dan. I mean, Byron Buxton caught that, but it was in right center from Spencer Torkelson. Zach McKinstry going the other way to left field, and Dylan Dingler now the same thing, shooting the ball over to right. So they're staying behind that ball, kind of going the other way.
The strike 1, swing and a miss. That's a really good changeup. Quiet start for Parker Meadows. AJ reminding everybody yesterday, this is still, I mean, these are early at-bats. He didn't have much of a spring training. Now just trying to get that timing back. I don't really worry about Parker Meadows. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Changeup got him down and away. Because of the success he had at the end of last year, that bat is going to get going. He strikes out here on 3 pitches. Second strikeout for Paddock ends the second inning. Tigers get a single and no more, but 3 hard-hit balls, 3 line drives against Chris Paddock.
Great moments in baseball have been brought.
longer breaks with national television. But as Dan described, he's ready to go with about 45 seconds left on the clock. First pitch, swing and a miss, a slider down. Pitching backwards right now, Dan. Sliders, change-ups, occasional fastball, just a show-me fastball. The strike one, swing and a miss. He's got the changeup absolutely locked and loaded right now.
It is. It was just, 50-50 last time out, whether it was going to cut or whether it was going to go away. And now it's just the way he was throwing it middle of the year.
The 0-2 bounces a changeup. Brooks Lee hitting .280, switch hitter batting righty against the lefty. A little better from the left side for Brooks Lee. He's having a nice year. We've talked about it the last 2 days, Dan. This is a lineup that's got some solid average hitters to a little above average hitters. But the reason they're the very middle of the pack is they just don't have much power. The 1-2 swinging a little soft tap foul. That's the thing you notice. Correa's not hitting with power. Really not a guy you lean on for power. But they don't have anybody above 8 home runs other than Byron Buxton.
And remember the days, and it was just a couple years ago when that's all they did was bombs away.
Yeah. It's a really noticeable feature in this lineup, more of a contact hitting team. The 1-2, swing and a miss, got him with a fastball up. 98, wipes out Lee. 7 batters, 6 strikeouts, all swinging.
Like it rose. I mean, he threw that so hard and had such backspin on it.
I don't know what the metrics were on it. As he always says, the metrics are never good on my pitches, and it's true.
No.
By Stuff Plus,
yep.
No. But he's trying to get better, and he is better this year. But Dan, watching that replay, 1-0, change up at the belt for a called strike. That just looked like pure spin.
Yes,
out of his hand.
Getting behind it, and just spinning that baseball. That four seam where they're just generating backwards.
The 1-1, up and away, didn't miss by much. Dylan Dingler's receiving so well, the crowd groans on every pitch that isn't called a strike. Jonah Bride at the plate. This is not a prospect for the Twins, 29 years old, 4th year in the major leagues, first with Minnesota, swinging a foul out of play. Traded to the Twins earlier this year. He's had a kind of strange beginning to his career. He hit .190 with no power his first 2 years. Then last year hit .270. Really nice numbers in his 230 at-bats for Miami with 11 home runs. And this year hitting .214 with no home runs. A 2-2 check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Another changeup, another strikeout. Wow. Tarek Skubal is...
And that another changeup that is just turned over and down and away from Jonah Bride. And just again protecting against that fastball and just the string. He just pulls the string way out in front and just can't hold up.
6 straight strikeouts. Changeup misses down. Christian Vasquez at the plate. That's one of the big changes for the Twins offense. Again, power down but better contact. Big point of emphasis for them the last couple of years. The 1-0 to Vasquez. Fastball misses in. 97 has him backing away. Weak hitter who from time to time will give the Tigers fits. Vasquez comes in hitting .172. Not going to walk, but he doesn't swing and miss a whole lot. Fastball away. Didn't get the call. 3-0. The 3-0. Fastball strike. Pretty good chance Tarek Skubal with his 71% strike throwing ability, the elite of the elite, can get back into this at-bat. The 3-1. Swing and a pop-up foul and out of play. I thought we were going to have a ball put in play for just the second time tonight. Instead, pitch 5 is strike 2. And this crowd in anticipation, some getting on their feet, looking for another strikeout from Tarek Skubal.
Boy, and as confident as Tarek Skubal is in that changeup, wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if he drops that in there, 3-2.
Vasquez waiting on the 3-2. Skubal into his motion. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. 7 strikeouts in a row for Tarek Skubal. The changeup has tied the Twins.
Lighter-heavy guys. He was put in a real position to succeed, and he took advantage. 1-1 on the ground, foul, third base line. 1-2.
Kudos to them. Obviously, they signed him to a big contract because he is a good player. Obviously, he struggled over the last, 2 to 3 years, but I think their intentions or hopes were to try to get him going and just get his confidence back. I think his confidence has been shot over the last few years.
Well, it's up now, and the 1-2 is fouled away off his hands into the seats first base side. The throng fighting for that foul ball. Baez back at shortstop today from the right side of the plate. Pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled off the neck, it looked like, of Christian Vasquez. And skipped back off James Jean, and the bat boy picks it up and then asks the ump if he's okay.
4 fastballs and a changeup in this at-bat so far.
They haven't seen that classic slider off the plate away. We've seen Vasquez set up in the left-handed batter's box for Vasquez before. Pitch low here, and the count is 2-2.
Got to imagine he's thinking that.
There's something with the Paddock's breaking balls that they don't like to Baez, because that was another changeup right there.
Yeah.
Here's a 2-2. Swung on and pulled foul. Up the third base line, another changeup. And that's 3 2-strike foul balls here for Baez, bottom of the order. Keith and Torres awaiting. We're in the home third, 1-0 Detroit. The pitch. Swung on and popped up. Foul again, first base side, and back of home.
There's a slider right there. in the strike zone. Usually Javi Baez is susceptible to the slider, like you said, way off the plate.
We're talking like first base dugout slider.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is swung on and lined into right center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Baez thinking about 2. Castro cuts it off in front of Buxton, racing to second base, and it's a leadoff double for Javi Baez, who went up and got a pitch out of the zone, off the top rail, and jackhammered it into right center field for a leadoff double. Heck of an at-bat for Javi Baez.
You got to tip your cap to Baez there. 4 foul balls, 5 foul balls in that at-bat. And got on top of a 96-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone.
Now, where the Tigers have been really good, situations like this, get them over, get them in situations. Colt Keith bounced out to first in his first trip. They play him to pull, and the breaking ball stays high, 1 ball, no strikes. We saw 4 homers yesterday. That got the headlines, of course. But 3 sac flies in the game as well for the Tigers.
That's what I've been impressed with them over the last 3 days. I think that's one of the many reasons why they are in first place. They do the small things.
Pitch inside is 2-0.
They do them really well. I mean, they run the bases really nicely. And like you said, yesterday when guys got into scoring positions, thought they did a good job at cashing in on runs. And obviously I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I got to imagine they win a lot of close games.
2-0 pitch is checked at. Did he go? Yes, 2-1. Yeah, they win a lot of games just period. But they've been very good when they've needed to be good. Baez and Correa have a good old time out there at second base as Carlos tries to keep Javi close. They've been facing each other since Little League. Pitch on the way. And it's down and in, 3-1. And here's with a runner at second. You just can't let the inning start to snowball on you. You're at the top of the order.
Yeah, you would like to see a strikeout or a weak fly ball. Definitely don't want just the Detroit Tigers to put any more runs on the board, especially with Tarek Skubal on the mound.
And there's a changeup, strike 3-2. And Perk as a pitcher, if you're looking up and down this lineup, I know he's talented and they've moved him to the leadoff spot, but I'd probably rather try my hand with Colt Keith and some of these other guys.
I don't think they're pitching around him by any means, and especially not this early in the game. It's just a matter of Chris Paddock not being able to locate as well as he wants to.
He steps off and looks back. Baez. Once again, that'll draw the biggest boo. I don't get it, why people boo the throwing or stepping off, but it's consistent around the league. 3-2. Taken for a called strike 3. Nice. Huge pitch for Paddock. He ran a heater on him, and he ran it down across his knees. 3rd strikeout for Paddock. That's a huge out. Here's Torres.
It was a 4-seam fastball, but that almost front-doored Colt Keith. That had some good arm side run, down and in. Perfect spot. Colt Keith didn't see that pitch. He thought it was a ball, and that wasn't even close.
Torres struck out swinging in the first. He rarely chases. He will swing at the first pitch we learned yesterday as he checks at a pitch, wanted to swing, didn't, and took a strike 0-1. Carpenter on deck, homered in his last trip. Runner at second, Baez. Tigers do not steal a lot of bases. They're last in the league. But if this ball's in the outfield, you better believe Baez will be trying to head home. Swung on and lined in the air right field. Backs up Castro. Willie in front of the wall. Reaches out, and he makes a snow cone catch. Baez will tag and advance to third as Willie Castro, a snow cone grab right against the barricade in right field.
Phenomenal catch right there. Phenomenal play. Good court awareness, field awareness right there from Willie, knowing where the wall was at. I think he felt that track underneath his cleats and was able to hang on to that ball. Snow cone play right there. Went back on that ball nicely.
Well, it was a scorched line drive right at him. And Willie going back, when he hit the wall, he hit with his glove first, and Denard, the fear there is that it's going to pop up out of the glove, right?
Yeah, that was the fear. But yeah, he did a really good job at holding on to it and getting that ball back in, because these Tigers base runners, they are aggressive. Javi Baez did a good job tagging up from third base, and maybe if he drops that ball, that's a run scored right there.
So Baez at third, meeting on the mound. Vasquez out to chat with Paddock with 2 outs. Carpenter hit a 2-out solo homer in the first on the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Paddock from the stretch looking right at Baez, short lead at third. And the first pitch is just above the top of that Old English tee, 1 ball, no strikes. What a note to Carpenter. Green's on deck. Infield back. France guards the line, and this one fouled straight back. Boy, he was on it, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, I think the Carpenter, first you said something earlier, just in regards to like pitching him like with competitive pitches in the strike zone. Even though he chases, you can't just throw the ball, 4 inches off the plate. But I do think that you do have to pitch it outside of the strike zone in hopes that he does swing and hit something weakly.
The 1-1 is just high, so he has laid off some really good high pitches.
In this at-bat here, all 3 of them pitches, at least Chris Paddock trying to go in. Everything's been on the inner half, and I think we saw it the first at-bat. Carpenter, it was a floaty changeup, but he got his arms full extension, and he's got some pop. You've got to tie him up.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-1. That's in, and it's tied up right back to us, and it clangs off the glass right above Dan Dickerson to our right.
That was a heck of a one-handed catch by that fan. Now he's slugging his beer, too.
It came off the window, and he grabbed it with one hand.
He one-handed that. That's a heck of a catch. That's a better catch than Willie Castro's.
And it had a beer chaser. Here's a 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. Swung on and popped in the air. Left field, Bader fighting the sun a little bit. He's into the shadow now, speeding up. Harrison has it with 2 hands, and the inning is done. Baez and Vasquez share a hug at home plate. Paddock works around the leadoff double. Nice job by the Sheriff. We've played 3, 1-0 Tigers. This is your home for Twins Baseball.
From first pitch to final out, this is your
It's not easy to see out there in left field right now.
The two balls that Bader has caught in this game, neither one he saw off the bat, but he was able to recover on both. That one, I wanted to say that the wind might have taken that, but there really isn't much of a breeze up there.
First pitch to Jeffers, a strike. It was down and in. And the 0-1, swinging miss, and the count is 0-2. Jeffers lined out to center in his first trip. He's 0 for his last 10. Then again, he hit 2 over the wall yesterday that were both caught. 1 in left, 1 in right. That's a tough over 10. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. That is the more conventional Tarek Skubal out. That is his 8th strikeout. And Carlos Correa will bat. And with the strikeout of Jeffers now, all 9 Twins have struck out against Tarek Skubal, and he's only faced 11 hitters.
It's his 9th strikeout.
Yeah.
9th strikeout.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey,
Pitch is down.
you know what? When he was at like number 4 or 5, I think he had struck out 4 straight. He had 5 strikeouts. I looked over at you, and I saw smoke coming out of your ears when you were trying to do that. So we're getting up there now.
It's a lot of math. Pitch in for a strike, 1-1. You noticed, Denard, how you've taken some shots, I've taken some shots. But the Silicon Man over there, somehow they slide right by him like the Matrix.
Silicon Man, I like that. Yeah, Perk, man.
1-1 popped up to right field. Carpenter charging in. He's underneath it. He will make the catch. And another 1-2-3 inning for Tarek Skubal. 12 up, 12 down, 9 strikeouts for the reigning Cy Young winner. Paddock back to the bump, trying to make it still a 1-0 game on your home for Twins baseball.
All siding, window, door installation labor.
City, 103 years of age, here at Comerica tonight to cheer on his Tigers. We go to the 4th inning. Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Zach McKinstry against Chris Paddock. Paddock has given up a run on 3 hits, and the first pitch is inside to Green, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. And that's one thing that has changed over the course of the past 4 ball games, really, is the Twins pitchers have been inside more often. 1-0 fouled straight back, 1-1. Perk, that was an issue. You were obviously out of the country at the time, but the rotation was really getting kind of battered around, and then starting with the Joe Ryan outing, working inside much more effectively.
You've got to make hitters uncomfortable, and it can be contagious.
1-1 fouled straight back.
When teams realize that hey, these guys aren't throwing in. It's fastballs away, it's fastballs up, it's breaking balls away. You start to lean over a little bit, and so I think being aggressive inside, picking your spots, not a bad idea.
Here's the 1-2. And it's a breaking ball high. Pardon me, a fastball high. It's 2-2.
And I don't know if there's ever been a hitter that likes the ball in. You want to be able to get extended. And so it makes hitters uncomfortable when pitches are in the strike zone on the inner part of the plate. And in from there, you get uncomfortable when that ball's coming at you.
Too low.
Oh, yeah. That's, I think the job of a hitter is to obviously try to have good timing and try to, like you said, be comfortable. And when you pitch inside.
3-2 hit high in the air, deep right field. Castro's back for a cursory look, but that ball's buried in the seats. And Riley Green has done it again. A disconsolate Chris Paddock squats on the mound as Riley Green completes the lap. 381 feet to right for Riley Green. His 19th, it's 2-0 Tigers.
And just like to Kerry Carpenter, it was a 3-2 changeup that he just left out over the middle of the plate. The worst time to throw a floating changeup. There's never a good time. The worst time, 3-2 full count after a hitter has seen a handful of pitches.
Green and Carpenter homering for consecutive days as Torkelson bats. He takes a strike. Remember, yesterday it was Carpenter, Green, Torres, and McKinstry who all went deep. So 2-0 Tigers. 0-1 pitch from Paddock, and that's checked at but low. 1 ball, 1 strike. You knew it off the bat. Riley Green, too good a hitter. And the long arms. First round pick gets him out extended about 10 rows deep over that wall and right. This one popped up towards Ty France at first, and he'll glove it. And there's one away. Good pitch. Before we see McKinstry, 10 seconds for station identification on your home for Twins baseball.
AM 830 and 102.9 FM HD2 Minneapolis.
McKinstry loves the first pitch. He's 0 for 1, and the first pitch swung on a ripped foul straight back into the net. Zach is 8 for his last 16. McKinstry, Vierling, Carpenter. Those are the guys I really think of as the heart of this Tiger offense as it's grown into a beast. Obviously, Green gets the accolades as he should, as this one popped up back of third base. Jonah Bride is under it, makes the catch. Another weak little pop-up. Good job for Paddock, and there are 2 outs.
I think it's those guys that can kind of sneak under the radar a little bit, where you're focusing on a couple of these guys with the numbers in the middle of that lineup, and they've got them 3, 4, 5 tonight. Carpenter, Green, Torkelson. That's 16, 19, and 17 home runs, and so you can kind of sneak in behind that. Maybe mix in there a little bit, and it's easy to forget about those kind of guys.
Dylan Dingler takes high. 1 ball, no strikes.
I think those are the guys that make the team that much more deeper, and those are the glue pieces.
Yep.
Right? You take them out of the lineup, whether it be, on the field defensively. I just think it just changes the entire the entire ball club.
Well, and so as a pitcher, you're thinking about, all right, this guy's at the plate. Riley Green is there. I've got to figure out a way to get him out. That's a stressful at bat. And then the next guy might be McKinstry.
Line drive left field for Dingler. That's a base hit. He's 2 for 2.
And you're still thinking about, or maybe you're just recovering from that tough at bat that you had against a guy that you're really worried about. And McKinstry gets in there, and then you're looking, hey, this next guy now, I don't want this guy on because I'm worried about the guy that's in the on-deck circle.
Yeah.
And so that's where those guys can kind of sneak in there, and if they're swinging the bat well, all of a sudden your lineup gets really long.
Exactly.
Parker Meadows is one guy who has not been swinging the bat well. He is the younger brother of former Ray and Tiger Austin Meadows. Struck out swinging in the second. Paddock gives up a 2-out hit. And the first pitch is there for a strike. Vasquez had to reach across his body to catch it, but Gene strikes it, and the count is 0-1. Meadows had a learning lesson yesterday before the ball game. An afternoon game here in the sweltering sun of Detroit. as the pitch is wide. He came running out to go join the rest of his teammates out in left field, and one of the coaches looked at him and said, "Hey, how come you're the only guy out here in shorts?" And he looked out at the rest of his veteran teammates all in baseball pants, and he ran right back in the clubhouse and changed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swung on a miss. Missed badly at that changeup, 1-2. Double up here, Perk? And the way he's swinging at it?
I think you can. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Paddock go up, but he struck him out with a changeup last time. It was slider, changeup, and
short lead at first, 1-2 pitch, and it's down and in. Slider, 2-2.
I think he'd probably come back with a changeup here off the breaking ball.
Parker's a long, lanky left-handed hitter, covers a lot of ground in center. Still waiting for the bat to catch up. A lot of twitch in the bat as he kind of wiggles around in the batter's box. And the pitch is swung on, a little bouncing ball back to Paddock. Has it in that baby blue glove, flips underhand to first, and the inning is over. But a solo home run from Riley Green has made this a 2-0 Tiger lead. We've played 4. Check in with John next on your home for Twins Baseball. He knows when he's facing the former club. Willie Castro's facing his former club right now. He struck out against Skubal in the second. He leads off the fifth. High leg kick and the pitch. Swung on a miss, and the count is 0-1. No base runners for the Twins. 9 strikeouts for Skubal. And this one is fouled away down the right field line, and it's 0-2 to Willie, who is 0 for his last 8. Willie Castro yesterday saw 32 pitches, 4 full counts, a bunch of foul balls, ended up 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
Tough day right there. Got to be encouraged with the good ABs, but yeah. I mean, I guess you'd rather that than 9 pitch, 3 strikeouts.
Hits this ball foul, it stays 0-2.
That's the silver lining we're looking for, D-Span.
I like it, man. I mean, hey, you got to find some positive in this game.
It's the process.
That's it. Seeing the ball, hopefully something to click.
2-0 Tigers, top of the 5th, 0-2 pitch. Swung on and bounced towards Skubal, picks it up on the backhand, flips over to first base, and there's one away for France.
Hey, catch the second half of the year with Twins.tv. Stream Twins games live throughout Twins territory with no blackouts for the rest of the 2025 regular season at the prorated price of $54.99. Subscribe today at Twins.tv.
You can watch Denard and Corey from Miami coming up as the Twins will take on a Marlins team that just had a really nice West Coast road trip. Swept the Giants. As Skubal facing France. France, one of those 9 strikeouts. Derek taps the rubber, high leg kick pitch, and it's there for a strike, sinker strike. It's 0-1. Pitch count, not an issue. 57 pitches. Number 58 is hit into the gap in right center field. Long run, Carpenter can't get it. That's a base hit. Scooped up by Parker Meadows. And France will think better of a foray towards second base. There's the first hit for the Twins and their first base runner. A line single to right center field for Ty France, and a round of applause for Scuba.
A bloop and a blast is all it takes.
That's it.
Guys, does this not remind you of those days when it was Scherzer or Verlander or Anibal Sanchez, and every time they gave up eventually their first hit, there's like this exhale here at Comerica? It's like they expect something special every night.
Those ones didn't happen until Mauerbad in like the 7th or 8th inning, though.
Bader struck out swinging in his first trip. Skubal delivers, and a check swing for Harrison. It's a strike 0-1. Yeah, if you needed a guy to break up a no-hitter, Joe's probably your pick. He got the guy in Chicago a couple of times.
Who's that?
Gavin
Floyd.
Gavin Floyd. Oh, I forgot about him. He would do it to us, too.
0-1 is high, and the count is 1-1. He got Rich Harden down in Texas late in the game. Pretty good hitter, it turns out. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Legend. The legend of Joe Mauer.
Strike called, it's 1-2. You ever break one up, Denard? Like late, like one of those situations?
I don't recall. I don't know. I can't remember.
Did you break some up leading off games?
Yeah, I do that all the time. That's right. Leading the game off. You're right.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and fouled away. I should note, especially since I made fun of your diving catches earlier, that today is the anniversary of your 3-triple game against these Tigers.
Yeah, that was a fun day. Fun day.
Yeah, 3 triples, the last one with the bases loaded, as I recall, and nearly a grand slam.
I was actually upset that it wasn't a grand slam.
No pop.
Don't you think in retrospect, though, it's cooler to have 3 triples?
Most definitely. I didn't know how cool that was or how rare that was until after touching third base and realizing that the whole stadium was on their feet. And, I don't know, it just hit me that, man, I did hit 3 triples in one game, but I think that was the first year in Target Field, right? And so all of the lefties were struggling to hit home runs, or at least maybe just me. And maybe it was me that just was struggling
to hit home runs.
It
was those pine trees.
It was something.
You got a 2-strike pitch, swung on a miss. Bader fought off a couple, but he finally succumbs. And that is strikeout number 10 for Skubal. It'll be up to Lee with France at first and 2 out. No, you weren't alone. Kubal hit the first one, but he struggled to pull the ball out of there. Joe, of course, flying out to left center field. Yep. Morneau ends up taking the public grief about the pine tree comment, but I don't think he was the only guy that.
No, he was the only guy. He was the only guy.
First pitch to Brooks Lee's in for a strike.
There's something that's more exciting about a ball that stays in the ballpark, though, because then you're running, everybody else is trying to score. That makes those kind of moments.
Yes, and I love hitting triples. But for a guy like me that doesn't hit many home runs, like I
take everyone you can get.
Yes, and I'm like, I crushed that ball. I was so used to being in the dome where
swing and miss 0-2.
That ball was way over the baggie. You know what I mean? I think that was the gripe, or it just was different being outdoors and playing in the elements.
Needed that dry concrete, Denard.
Yeah, the
ball's flying now.
Wet concrete.
Something.
And the pine trees.
Bad combination.
Jeez.
0-2 pitch. Swung on and bounced to the left side of the diamond. It's going to go foul. Lee stays alive. Runner at first is Ty France, Twins' first base runner. Skubal responded to going to the stretch for the first time by fanning Bader for his 10th punch-out. He's thrown 67 pitches.
And all of his pitches in his pitch arsenal have been sharp.
Yep.
He has a feel for every single one of his pitches.
0-2 to Brooks Lee. The pitch is swung on a miss, and down he goes. That's 11 strikeouts for Skubal. They've played 4.5. It's 2-0 Tigers on your home for Twins baseball.
Some things sound
earned a double in his first at bat. He swings and hammers one high in the air to right center field. Should stay in the park for Willie, and does. He makes the catch right on the lip of the warning track. Just slightly hollow and a one-pitch out. Just what the doctor ordered for Chris Paddock as he'll begin his third trip through the order. Colt Keith is 0 for 2. He has bounced out. He has struck out looking. Paddock, Glenn, has really pitched pretty well today. Made a couple of mistakes on those full-count changeups that he probably would want back as a strike called, but he's thrown a lot of strikes, worked ahead in the count.
Yeah, really just the 2 changeups that turned into home runs. He started out 0 for 4 first pitch strikes, but the last 14 hitters he's faced, 15 hitters now, 11 for 15 first pitch strikes.
And a slider there, a swing and miss on Keith. It's 0-2. Tiger's second, third time through, much more aggressive early against Paddock. Does it feel as a hitter, Denard, like you're playing with house money when it's 2-0 and you know Scooble's throwing the way he is?
Yeah, I would say so. The pressure definitely is not on the Detroit Tigers hitters right now. I think they know who they got pitching today, and they've seen Scooble go out there and throw complete games. So yeah, I think every run right now from here on out is a luxury with the way he's pitching.
Foul ball for Keith off his leg. So Vasquez does the proper thing, walks out, checks with Paddock. Ball boy will bring a new set of baseballs for James Jean. Beautiful night, full house, sun is shining, reflecting off a beautiful skyline here in downtown Detroit.
Such an underrated ballpark.
Really a great atmosphere.
Yeah. This backdrop is beautiful. All the buildings downtown.
The 0-2 pitch is low as a wave makes its way around Comerica Park. This community will get behind their team. You show that you're going to be in the fight, they will show up.
Blue-collar town right here.
1-2 pitch. Swung on and tipped up the first base line. That's near Tommy Watkins at the end of the dugout. Count stays 1-2. Tried to convince Tommy Watkins he should let him mic him up tonight. Said you could be America's mayor by the end of the night.
Instead of what, just Fort Myers?
Just Fort Myers,
and
Cedar
Rapids,
Rochester,
Oh,
and Minneapolis.
God.
Pitch in. Did it hit him? It did. Oh, you don't want to do that. A 1-2 pitch in, and that slider clipped Colt Keith. And that has to be frustrating, Glenn, for a pitcher when you've got a guy where you want him, and he gets bailed out there by a hit by pitch.
Well, and the breaking ball, got to get it to the back foot. That's a bad miss by Chris Paddock, both in and up. And yeah, when you're ahead in the count, you got to put the hitter away.
And he puts a guy on with one out for the power part of the order. Here's Torres with Carpenter looming. They've stayed away from the heater to Torres. And the first pitch is a slider away, 1 ball, no strikes. They kind of stayed away from the slider as well the first couple of at-bats. Torres lined to the wall and right. Castro made a great running catch in the third. We're in the fifth, 2-0 Detroit. Pitch on the way, swinging foul tip, big swing, and the count 1-1. Torres was a Cubs farmhand. They traded him to the Yankees to rent Aroldis Chapman to try to win the World Series and break the curse. It worked, and then the Yankees signed Chapman the next offseason anyway and got to keep Torres. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and lifted in the air to right. Castro racing in, makes the catch in a big red glove. And there are 2 away, and Carpenter will be the final hurdle here in the fifth. The Tarek Skubal Show tonight so far in Detroit. We're in the middle part of this ball game now. Chris Paddock has kept it close. Just the 2 solo homers. Has to keep it that way. With a man at first and 2 outs. Carpenter dangerous. Carey squats down into his stance. They set up away. And the pitch is down. A changeup 1-0. Carey's wife was a star softball player. Will often pitch to him in the offseason.
Underhand?
I think she brings it pretty hard, brings the heat. The 1-0. Swung on a ripped into right field, get foul. It's not. It's a fair ball. Rattles around in the corner. This will be extra bases. Here comes Colt Keith. Rounding from third. He'll score standing up. Headed to third base with a triple is Kerry Carpenter, and it's 3-0 Tigers. They lead the league in triples. That coffin corner in right field. Rattling around off the sidewall. Carpenter is into third, and he doesn't look right to his manager, A.J. Hinch. Carpenter getting a visit from his skipper, his third base coach, and the trainer at third base. He was not running hard around second.
Yeah, he pulled up limping coming around second base. That ball misplayed badly in the right field corner by Willie Castro, and then he failed to pick it up. I think fortunately for the Twins, Carpenter not running well, and otherwise he probably would have scored the way that ball was played out in the corner.
Well, that'll be the last pitch that Chris Paddock throws today. This pitching change brought to you by Uponor, leading with water, enriching lives together throughout Twins territory. A scoreboard update with John Vitas next on your home for Twins baseball.
Put your ear to a seashell. You hear the...
Let's see if we can.
Triple, he is out of the game, and Wencel Perez will supplant him at third base. So Coulomb to face Riley Green. 2 out in the fifth, 3-0 Tigers lead. Infield stays back, outfield is deep. Coulomb delivers, and Green swings and rolls it to the right side of the diamond for France. France picks it up, runs to the bag, and retires Riley Green. Another one-pitch outing, perhaps, for Danny Coulomb. He's becoming a regular Brian Dunsey. We've played 5 innings here at Comerica Ballpark, 3-0 in favor of the Tigers. Twins trying to solve Scooble when we return on your home for Twins baseball.
See the full lineup of new and certified...
Very nice year. Tarek Skubal facing Jonah Bride, Christian Vasquez, and then Byron Buxton. We're in the top of the 6th. And the first pitch in for a strike, and the count is 0-1. You know, Skubal's dominant, and it's easy to watch him and see what he did last year and say, well, yeah, he's just really talented, and all the Tigers, walked into this guy. But anything but. There's a strike down, and it's 0-2. It's a 9th-round draft pick out of Seattle University. They paid him well over slot because they saw something that they really liked. They developed him, but Perky was anything but easy from the drop. I mean, he's had injuries. He's had performance issues as a ball low, and he has just continued to improve the quality of his pitches, and then suddenly, it seems like it's an overnight process, but it's really not.
Yeah, and it was pretty much steady improvement for him, and then really went to the next level after Tommy John surgery. And the rehab process there came back better velocity.
Ground ball to third, picked up by Keith on the charge. He scooped it up like a snow cone and throws to first to get Jonah Bride. So more contact second time through the order. Only 3 strikeouts as opposed to 8 the first time through. And here's Christian Vasquez, the number 9 hitter. Perez did stay in the game in right field. If you're thinking about Seattle U, you're not thinking powerhouse baseball program. You're thinking of Duff McKagan, maybe, from Guns N' Roses, the bass player, or Elgin Baylor.
Sean Kemp.
I don't think he went to Seattle U.
Oh, that's right. He played for the Supersonics.
It's the same place, though.
I know
they're in the same place.
I know your computer hasn't been working, but really?
I thought because he played for the Supersonics that maybe he went to Seattle
Kevin
University.
Durant.
Goodness.
It's Gary Payton.
Tough crowd in his radio booth.
Sasquatch. There's a strike, and the count is 0-2.
I thought we were just talking about Seattle greats.
Seattle University.
Oh, my goodness.
It's an actual place.
No balls and 2 strikes. And it's inside to Vasquez. It's 1-2. Vasquez saw 6 pitches. He went full. It was 3-0, and then came back to strike him out. In fact, Skubal's done that twice today to Correa and Vasquez. 1-2. Swung on and fouled. Just kind of an excuse me swing. The ball found the bat. Stays 1-2. Grew up in Kingman, Arizona. No offers. Went to a junior college in Central Arizona. 1 offer from Seattle U. I don't think Sean Kemp called him personally, but he was encouraged to go up there.
So we're just going to keep going. Okay.
Didn't Dave Kingman play for the Mariners? Is that what you're trying to say?
Unbelievable.
I heard you say Kingman.
Yeah, that's
something about Seattle.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
I will only be here one day, guys.
So we got to get all our shots in.
Pitch wide, and the count is 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Twins need base runners. Again, it's only 3-0. You've got Byron Buxton on deck. If Vasquez can take a walk, find his way onto first base, and Buck runs into one, it's a 1-run game all of a sudden. This sold-out crowd will be on the edge of their collective seats. As the 3-2 pitch is taken, ball 4. Way to go.
Nice.
A walk issue to the number 9 hitter, and the hitter is Buxton. So now in his last 15 starts, it's 126 strikeouts, 10 walks. Buxton will anchor in. Just missed one in the 4th. He flied out to deep left. He's 0 for 2. 5-game hitting streak. Vasquez at first base, held by Torkelson, and the first pitch swung on and missed. First pitch changeup, 0-1. Yeah, if you're carrying a long hitting streak and you look up and you see Skubal's the projected starter, might as well get the shaving cream out. Probably shaving that beard. The way he's pitching tonight. This ball hit high in the air to right field. Wensiel Perez is under it. Don't see Buck hit the ball to right in the air very often. Perez makes the catch. There are 2 away. 4-seam fastball, and again, you just don't see him behind that pitch all that often, but that tells you what Skubal's been able to do, mixing multiple plus pitches all in the zone tonight. Skubal gave up 4 runs to the A's last time out, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and it's almost like that poked the bear a little bit. But he is clamped down tonight, facing Jeffers, who's 0 for 2. Twins do not have a strikeout in the inning. It has a breaking ball in for a strike. They have not had an inning tonight without a punch-out. Pitch counts at 81. Top of the sixth, 3-0 Tigers. Bouncing ball back up the middle for Torres. Torres hoovers it off the dust, throws to first, and the inning is done. No strikeouts, but no problems for Tarek Skubal. Another scoreless frame. 3-0 Tigers after 5.5 on your home for Twins baseball.
It's Vanita. We go beyond the headlines. I have exclusive.
On Paddock tonight, 4 2/3 innings, 3 runs, all earned, 6 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts, and he hit a batter who did come around to score. Now it's Stewart's turn to try to keep it close. Torkelson, McKinstry, and Dingler. Kids, are you done? Do we need a timeout?
We're just having a friendly conversation.
Okay.
We're debating baseball, which is...
Pitch on the way to Torkelson, it's a strike. I can only imagine when you guys were rooming in the fall league that this was what it was like every night.
Oh, man, we had a blast, though. I ain't gonna lie.
We did.
We got close.
No balls and a strike to Torkelson. Brock Stewart had a nice year. The big leg kick, the pitch, and he zips one upstairs. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th inning here in Detroit. Keep it 3-0. And again, maybe that bloop in the blast in the 7th, maybe get Skubal out of there. Take your chances against a good bullpen. As this pitch is bounced back up the middle. Backhand stop by Brooks Lee. Throws from his wallet. 1-hop throw to first. Pulls France off the bag. And Torkelson beats it out. It was a heck of a play by Brooks Lee just to get to that ball. An awkward slide. He got kind of hung up in the grass. He threw from the ground. Brooks is okay, but it's an infield hit for Spencer Torkelson.
Very, very close to being one of the best highlights we've seen all season long.
He slipped.
That throw just pulled France off the base because his back foot slipped out when he tried to throw it. But what a play up the middle by Brooks Lee.
Yeah, he showed the range to his backhand, and he tried to pop up, and then the legs went out from under him. He's played the pull shift now for McKinstry, who loves to swing early, and he takes up and away 1 ball, no strikes. McKinstry leads the league in triples. And whereas Carpenter is looking to, separate and elevate to right field, McKinstry will spray the thing all over the place.
I think that's what's unique about their lineup. They have a little bit of power, a little bit of...
This ball hit high in the air, left center field. Bader's ball, Buxton jogs over to be alongside. All shade now, so a little easier to see it for Harrison Bader, who hauls it in for out number 1. I agree with you, Denard. I just think the diversity in their lineup.
Yeah, they have a balanced lineup. You got some guys that can pop some home runs. You got Riley Green. You got Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson. But we all know that home runs come in bunches, right? And so when they're not hitting home runs, then they're obviously their production's down. So when you have guys that can put the ball in play and do other things, they just complement each other nicely.
Dylan Dingler's had a nice night. He's 2 for 2, and Dingler swings and misses. A sweeper from Stu, and the count is 0-1.
That's basically what we were debating during the break, me and Perkins, to some degree.
It was very eloquent. I thought I heard one of you say point of fact, and there might have been a gavel and a powdered wig involved. No balls and a strike. Very civilized.
It was. We're civilized people.
Dingler awaits. He's had a breakout rookie campaign. Throw over to first. Stewart has a good move, but Torkelson back. Stewart's interesting because he has the good stuff, Perk, but he throws a bunch of different pitches, and on any given night, it feels like he has a different go-to. Maybe it's the sweeper, maybe it's the cutter.
Well, both of those breaking balls, I call it cutter breaking ball, I guess, but those 2 pitches, it's his bread and butter. And not a guy that's going to really command the strike zone, but I think that's what makes him effective. It's effectively wild and overpowering, late breaking type of stuff.
Pitch fouled away 0-2. Yeah, he comes right downhill at you.
Electric fastball, too. The fastball gets up on hitters.
No balls, 2 strikes. Long hold from Stu. He delivers, and it's fouled away. Denard, would you say he has a deceptive delivery?
From watching it on TV, I would say yes, by the way and the reaction of the hitters. It looks like they're surprised when they see the baseball. They pick it up late. He does have a lot of carry on that fastball. And you can once again, you can definitely tell by the takes and the swings from hitters.
0-2 pitch here, runner not going, and the pitch swung on a miss. Snap throw down to first, and Torkelson just back. Dingler chased through a 4-seam fastball at 97 for out number 2.
But even that pitch right there, obviously it was 97, had a lot of velo, but it just looked like Dingler was way behind that pitch. He didn't come close to putting the bat on that ball.
I think that ball kind of comes out of nowhere from Brock Stewart, too. Even from all the way where he comes set, closed off, the front shoulder is closed. He's got the ball kind of behind him a little bit. And then as he comes home, across his body with that low 3/4.
Bouncing ball back up the middle. Correa, first base shot is second. Throws on the run. A bouncing ball gets by France. Lead runner Torkelson will advance to third. And with 2 outs instead of a end of the inning on a ground ball, it's going to be first and third for Javi Baez.
Yeah, that would have been a tough play, or that was a tough play for Correa right there. A ball that took him in the hole. Couldn't really get much on that throw right there. That would have been a fantastic play if he could have made it. But now because of the overthrow, the runner goes to third base.
Yeah, it's an infield hit, and then it's going to be an error allowing the lead runner to go to third. Baez is the hitter. Now, we've talked about the fact that the Tigers do not steal a lot. But this is one of those situations, first and third, you've got your fastest guy at first base, Baez at the plate. And Stewart, he does have a good move over to first. The relievers tend to maybe not pay as much attention. And they bluff it, and Baez swings and fouls, and the count is 0-1.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things maybe later in the count, maybe if he gets 2 strikes, 1-2 count, and you're anticipating an off-speed pitch or something in the dirt, you might want to be aggressive. Or if he just gives you a high leg kick, meaning Brock Stewart, then you can maybe see Parker Meadows try to steal second base here.
Meadows, long-legged base runner, and he draws a throw over to first and dives back in. Just kind of falls back to the bag, wasn't even a body's length away.
He's gotten Torkelson and Meadows to flinch on that move, but yeah, not a huge lead for Meadows, but as a pitcher, that's one of the things you look at. When a guy shortens up a little bit, it might be more likely that he's going to try to go. Not
going, and a check swing, he went. That's the sweeper And that's been Baez's kryptonite for a long time. And you look at the quality of sweeper that Brock Stewart throws, and that's a tough pitch for Baez.
Be shocked if Baez sees anything straight or anything in the strike zone.
So would you throw that same pitch again,
and then again,
a cutter
and then again,
way off the plate, or would you try to set him up, throw a fastball in?
You don't need to set
about
Baez up.
Okay,
no need to set him up.
They set up basically in the left-handed batter's box, and the pitch is swung on. He got a bat on it, but he fouled it away.
Yeah,
pitch was about 6 inches off the plate. Stays 0-2.
I mean, you can't even try to throw a backdoor fastball to him. He's going to swing at a breaking ball 6 inches to a foot off the plate. There's no way he's going to take a comeback fastball.
Yeah.
And so you just try to see how far out is he willing to go.
There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on and missed. To throw down to second is academic because Baez fans to end the inning. Stewart fans a pair, and we go to the 7th. It's 3-0 in favor of the Tigers on your home for Twins baseball.
You can't get more Minnesota than Twins baseball.
Lipstick tastes like Candyland. Sticky sweet, gummy pears. Mind if I sit on your lap? Can you handle that? A movie scene, I'm a thriller. Does my voice make you paralyzed? Can you handle that?
To find a dealer near you.
Correa struck out, fly to right. Skubal did not fan a man in the 6th. Pitch on the way, and the first pitch is there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. You're wondering about pitch count. That was number 84 for Tarek Skubal. And the pitch to Correa is a strike again, and the count is quickly 0-2. Sinker.
I think we just saw the best velocity of the night from Tarek Skubal right there, 99.
0-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. He struck him out. Overpowering. 12 strikeouts. And guys, when you see him pump it up a couple more miles per hour here in the 7th, in this ballpark, in this environment, I can't help but think of a young Justin Verlander.
There's so many similarities, and maybe the only dissimilar thing is that Skubal throws from the left side. Other than that,
pitch to Castro, drops in a knuckle curve for a strike. That's an unhittable pitch. You can't be ready for that pitch.
Those are the kind of things that Verlander would do too late in the game. All of a sudden, he'd start dropping 2-strike curveballs in.
He hadn't thrown it all game, and all of a sudden, he's
first pitch
who is this guy?
Line shot towards second base. Good swing for Willie, but right at Torres for out number 2. Yeah, the ability to reach back and find more late in the game. CC Sabathia was like that as well.
Felix Hernandez was another guy. Like once he smelled blood and he knew maybe his night was coming, towards the end, or it was a big moment, he had the ability. Those guys have the ability to get just a little bit nastier.
Pitch downstairs to France, who has the only hit tonight.
It is truly amazing in today's game because starting pitchers are taught now to give it everything you've got from pitch one until we take you out. Mm-hmm. To see a guy now still able to reach deeper late in the game.
Yeah, he still looks strong right now.
A unicorn. It doesn't happen. And as you said the other day, Glenn, they're throwing a guy like Skubal. He's like a closer, an elite closer, but for 8 innings.
Yeah.
2-0 is there on the corner for a strike.
But I almost feel like that's a trend for most starters in today's game. Like, starters are throwing a lot harder than ever before. It used to be, starters would throw 90 to 93.
Swung on a foul.
Well, and it was try to conserve contact. Energy.
Yep.
And arm strength to be able to get deep in a game.
Yep.
And we went through that era where you guys were taught, hey, foul off pitches, drive up the pitch count, wait them out.
But that's what makes a guy like Skubal so impressive. He's such an outlier in today's game.
2-2. And it's in there for a called strike 3. That's the inning.
100.
And it's a baker's dozen for Skubal, and he'll get a roar of approval from this Comerica crowd. Standing ovation for a brilliant Tarek Skubal. We stretch in Detroit. It's 3-0 Tigers. And before Keith bats here, why don't we pause 10 seconds for station identification on your home for Twins Baseball.
Hi, this is Chris Atterbury, and you're listening to Twins Baseball Simulcast on WCCO, KMNB HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul, and KMNB FM and HD Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Topa whips in a three-quarter delivery sinker on the outside corner to the left-handed batting Keith. It's 0-1. Keith hit by a pitch and scored the third run in the fifth on the Carpenter triple. Topa offers, and the pitch all the way to the backstop, missing well inside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
The ball went through Colt Keith.
Yeah, I thought that. I thought that definitely hit him. How'd he get out of the way?
I don't know. I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I think it went through him.
1 ball and 1 strike. Wipe the ectoplasm off the ball and deliver. And that one misses down and into the backstop again. It's 2-1.
The what? The ecto what?
Well, if it went through him, it was some sort of space-time continuum glitch. So it probably had some sort of substance. Maybe that's
Are
the
you
new
looking that
sick
word
attack.
up?
I'm Googling
looking that word.
ectoplasm right now.
I was going to let it slide, but I'm like, what is that?
2-1 pitch. Swung on and sharply hit right back through the middle for a base hit. That's the 9th hit for the Tigers. It's a leadoff hit for the second consecutive inning. And now it's Torres. Hey, My Twins memberships bring more value, greater flexibility, and better benefits to more fans than ever before. The My Twins Choice Plan locks in exclusive plan perks like a dedicated entry gate, concession discounts, and much, much more. Learn more at twins.com/mytwins. Youngster Keith is at first. Torres the hitter. He's 0 for 3. Labor from the right side. And he watches strike, and the count is 0-1. When the Twins acquired Topa in the Polanco deal, he was coming off his best year by far in the big leagues. His first healthy year, 75 appearances, part of a formidable Mariners bullpen. And he got a ton of ground ball double plays. There's a swing and miss, and the count is 0-2. And he was injured almost all of last year, made those 2 appearances at the end of the year. And this year just hasn't been the ground ball machine that he was prior.
And I think the sink just isn't as sharp. With the time that he missed, isn't getting the same movement.
0-2 is well wide. He's really missing with that sweeper.
And the command hasn't been there in the same way this year either.
They go hand in hand. Trying to get guys to beat that ball down into the ground. Now, you've mentioned before, Glenn, that this infield's really hard out in front of the plate. There's a swing and a looper into right field for an opposite field base hit. Keith will check up at second. Castro was played shallow and got to that ball in a hurry, knowing the tendency of the Tigers to try to take an extra bag. But they're at first and second for the heart of the order. It's Kerry Carpenter. Pardon me, it's Wenzel Perez in Carpenter's spot. And Topa's in a world of hurt.
That pitch was way off the plate. That sweeper. See Gleyber Torres able to still put the barrel to that baseball. That's what this team does, man.
Didn't try to do too much with it, just kind of rode it to right field.
That's it. Take what they give you.
Topa really needs a ground ball. Perez from the left side watches low and outside, and he has not been sharp. Topa holds tight to the chest, looks back at the lead runner, now to the plate, swing and miss. And the count is 1-1. He added a changeup. He's throwing that kick change. He throws a cutter. That sinker, again, just has not been the ground ball producer that it had been in years past. Pitch delivered, swung on a miss, and the count is 1-2. Strikeout will play. Third base side of the rubber. Head on a swivel, finds the sign, now delivers, and it's taken for a called strike 3 on the outside corner. They backdoored that sinker to Perez, who doesn't like the call. And that's a huge out number 1 for Topa.
He actually ended up yanking that ball a little bit. Might have been down, but with guys on first and second, nobody out, you take the strikeout, now you got a chance with 1 pitch to get out of the inning.
Riley Green 1 for 3 with a home run. He's homered in consecutive games. And he swings and hits this one off his fist into shallow left. Long run for Bader, still coming, diving, and he makes the catch, sliding underneath that baseball in left field. A wonderful hit-saving catch from Harrison Bader, who just did sneak the leather underneath that baseball before it hit the grass.
How many times have we seen that this year from Harrison Bader? What a play. Thought for a second there that ball was going to sneak under his glove, but you see him right there breaking in nicely, making a really good catch.
He likes to do the knee slide catch, but that time he had to lay full out on his belly. And again, when you land and the wrist turns over, there's the danger of losing the ball and hurting your wrist.
He was able to get out of the way of both of those and didn't roll over on his wrist, because you're right, that's
really
fairly
impressive.
common.
Really
what
impressive.
A play.
Line drive to Brooks Lee, catches it neck high, and the inning is over. Well, 2 on, nobody out, no problem for Justin Topa. No ground balls, but 3 straight outs. He got some help from his fielders. We played 7. It's 3-0 Tigers. See what the Twins can do when we return on the home. One and 0. Undoubtedly, Canely has been really, really good. The ERA is $1.82, and the Twins have seen a lot of him with little success. But at this point, guys, he's not Tarek Skubal, and that's a win. Ground ball foul, third base side, 1-1.
Yeah, if you're in the Twins dugout right now, you are definitely exhaling that Tarek Skubal is out of the ball game, and now you feel like, all right, let's play some baseball now. We got 6 more outs. Let's see if we can string along a couple hits, maybe some good ABs, and make this thing interesting. 85% changeup usage. Ground ball to the third baseman. Keith backhands it. That's a long throw. It's high, and Bader's safe, and there you go. Leadoff man aboard, and here we go. Going to be an infield hit for Harrison Bader. Speed at first base. Brooks Lee will flip around and bat from the left side of the plate, and the Twins bring the tying run into the on-deck circle. And I promise you it won't be Jonah Bride. It's going to be Trevor Larnach who grabs a helmet and steps out to swing. I was actually surprised that they didn't let Skubal come back out there for one more inning. Obviously 100 pitches is the magic number, But the way he was throwing the ball, even if he throws 105 pitches, like
I'm with you.
See what Brooks Lee can do. He takes low, 1 ball and no strikes. Brooks has 6-game hitting streak on the heels of his 20-game hitting streak being snapped. He did not see Canely yesterday.
And in those pitches that Scooble threw tonight, not a whole lot of stress.
No. It
was stressful for the hitters.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't think he
swing and
broke a
miss.
sweat tonight.
1-1. Worth noting that Larnach in the on-deck circle has been the Twins' best hitter against changeups this year. Now, he struck out yesterday against Canely, but that has been a strength for Trevor.
Yeah, he's done a good job, I think, at making adjustments. Second full year in the big leagues.
1-1 is low and away, 2-1.
And I'm curious to see what sort of adjustments he makes from yesterday facing Canely to today. And the last 4 pitches that Larnach saw against Canely yesterday in the same spot, he took 2 for balls and he swung at 2. I think he'll be a little more selective.
Hopefully Brooks Lee is on for him. Brooks swings and taps foul up the first base line, 2-2. If Lee can reach, Larnach becomes the tying run. Twins have a chance to flip this game on its head here in the 8th inning. Canely, long dark sleeves, Snickers-style uniform pants, holds the ball very low, below his waist. Set up outside, and the 2-2 is outside for ball 3. Lee seeing some pitches here. We talked about it with Rocco, with Brooks Lee. The ability to get the bat to the ball has always been there for him. But just because you can hit every pitch doesn't mean you should hit every pitch. Here comes the payoff. Swung on and golfed foul up the first base line. That was kind of a defensive cut there to protect.
It's the difference between the previous pitch being off the plate away and that one at least being over the plate. So that ball at least is a strike for a moment out of Canely's hand.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Brooks Lee. Left-handed for the first time tonight. Infield plays back. Bader not running, and the pitch pulled sharply. It's smothered at first by Torkelson. Goes to second for 1. The relay back to first. In-time double play. Torkelson with a defensive play of the night. That ball was 98 off the bat. And instead of sneaking under Torkelson and putting runners on first and third for Trevor Larnach with nobody out, Spencer Torkelson turned it into a double play.
The most impressive part about the play was how quick Torkelson got rid of it, and he fielded that ball right in the baseline. He threw it submarine style to second base and somehow managed to get it over the right shoulder of Harrison Bader. And then a quick turn, he got back to first base for a 3-6-3, huge double play.
Really, really good play by Spencer Torkelson. So now Larnach bats, but with nobody on. And we'll see what he can do with Tommy Canely. But good contact from Brooks, pulled that ball sharply. But Torkelson was shuffling off the bag and right where he needed to be. Larnach watches down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Where do you think he attacks Larnach based on yesterday, Perk?
Well, judging by the fact that he throws 85% changeups, I think he's going to go with the changeup.
But is he going front hip? Is he going away? What's he going to do?
He's trying to go middle down.
Like that for a strike, and the count is 1-1.
Outside corner there. I think for Tommy Canely, as long as he releases that ball over the home plate, I think he's happy. It's got enough depth on it. He does a good job keeping it down, bottom of the strike zone to below.
Swung on and fisted little looper over the head of Baez, racing after it, and he grabs it in left field for a running out number 3. A promising inning fizzles thanks to a nifty double play from Spencer Torkelson. We go to the home 8th. 3-0 Tigers on your home for Twins baseball.
At Target Field or on the road, the Twins are always at home.
taken for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a strike. McKinstry's 0 for 3. Hit everything to left field today or third base. Gone the other way on everything he saw from Paddock and then Stewart. He takes a ball here, levels the count. The setup away. He swings and pulls foul down near the tarp, right field line, 1-2. Get to Miami in the wee hours. Day off tomorrow in Miami. And then it's 3 with the Marlins, who are playing very good baseball right now. There are going to be a lot of names maybe you aren't familiar with, but talented young players. And the 1-2 is swung on and missed. That's a sword for McKinstry.
It's a sword for Justin Topa.
A sword for both of them. It took both of them to create the sword.
So who gets credit? That what we're fighting over?
The pitcher gets credit. That's a sword for Justin Topa. Well done.
And there's an out here. Did you look up the sword leaders? Have you gotten to the leaderboard?
No, I completely forgot about that.
One away. Here in the 8th, it's Dylan Dingler. Twins will have 9-1-2 in the 9th. Want to keep it a 3-run game. Strike called here. It's 0-1.
We got to find out if there is a sword leaderboard.
Is that actually a stat?
That is an actual stat.
It is.
The 0-1 pitch swung on right back up the middle under Topa's glove. Picked up at second base, and that's Willie Castro now playing second, and he throws him out at first. Castro moved in to play second when Larnach came in the ball game and supplanted him in right field. Brooks Lee went over to third. Always a good reminder to reset the defense when they hit the ball at a guy and you look up and it's not Brooks Lee. You're like, did Brooks change his uniform? Here's Parker Meadows. Yeah, the sword is a stat, kind of like the Houdini is a stat.
Well, what does that measure, though? Like, just how nasty the pitch was? I mean, what do we...
If you swing kind of that weird... They have a numerical range of how far you swung.
But what does that mean, though?
That you got fooled and made a foolish half swing and not a full swing. As a strike called here 0-1.
So who gets credit for that?
The pitcher does.
The pitcher. Then there's credit taken away from the hitter. For
the hitter it's just a strikeout. But
a sword is a swinging strike where the swing is incomplete and the swing speed is in the lowest 10th percentile of their swing speed. So it has to be like a non-committed half swing.
So okay, it just shows how fooled and how nasty the pitch was.
Yeah, it's all about making hitters look dumb, Denmark.
Justin Morneau has referred to it as, and I quote, the dumbest stat they've ever come up with.
I'm trying to make sense of it, but
you were being a little more diplomatic than Morneau.
I'm trying to give it a chance.
1-2 is wide, and the count is 2-2. Well, on the other side of it, for pitchers, they do have an official stat for meatball.
Yeah, I've seen
like if you throw a meatball
right over the middle.
Yeah, you probably like that stat.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Topa offers, and the pitch is low and outside.
Chris Sale has 27 swords on the season.
That matches the eye test.
Grant Holmes has 25. Merrill Kelly, Garrett Crochet, Ben Brown, Dylan Cease is in the top 10. Sonny Gray is in the top 10.
Here's the 3-2, and it's wide ball 4. Boy, they walk Meadows, who hits about $190. And a 2-out walk to Baez. 2-out base runner in the first, 2-out base runner in the second. 2-out single in the fourth. 2-out RBI triple in the fifth. 2-out single in the sixth inning. So struggling to get that third out as Baez will swing here with 2 outs and a man at first base. First walk of the game issued by any Twin, and Vasquez is out to talk to Topa.
come around. Families here, come around. Time here, come around. Know this year, come around. Come around. Families here, come around. Time here, come around. Know this year, come around. Rhythm in the bass. Rhythm in the bass. Rhythm in the bass. Rhythm in the bass. Rhythm in the bass.
Got the monocular in play.
Somehow it's actually further away.
You love the monocular, you know it. No balls, 2 strikes to Baez. Throw over to first. I was talking with Rick Riz when Seattle was in town, and Danny had told me how back in the days of the Kingdom, they had a big pirate ship in center field that would come up and down on the platform. They had an actual Navy guy from Bremerton come over dressed in a captain's suit, and he had a big telescope, and that Frank Robinson would protest because he thought they were stealing signs with the pirate in center field, the captain, as a pitch low 1-2. So usually it would come up for a home run, they'd fire the cannon off, and Danny says, Denard, you'd appreciate it as an outfielder, your ears are just concussed by this. It's an actual mortar indoors. And one time it didn't go back down, and the manager came and went crazy because he thought he was using the telescope to steal signs. Called strike 3 on the outside corner to Javi Baez, and Javi says, I finally don't swing out there, and you ring me up anyway. Topa does a nice job. We go to the 9th. Will Vest coming in. Twins have 9-1-2, trying to erase a 3-0 deficit. Stay with us on your home for Twins baseball. Closing now. First pitch to Wallner is taken down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Twins just need base runners. They've got their best hitters coming up. They trail just 3-0. But they only have 3 outs to play with. Vest delivers. And Wallner hits one a ton, but fouled on the right field line. He obliterated that ball into the Motor City Tiger Club in the 3rd deck. Yikes. That's a big-time foul ball, but nothing more than a strike. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and hit high in the air, carrying to left field for Riley Green. Green drifting back onto the warning track, and he'll make the catch just shy of the track for out number 1. That pitch was hittable, and Wallner just missed it off the end of the bat. Here's Buck. Byron's 0 for 3, 5-game hit streak on the line. Narrowly missed one off Skubal in the fourth. Skubal brilliant, gave up just a hit. An infield hit for Bader in the eighth. Twins have just 2 hits total on the night. Buxton takes a look at his strike called, and the count is 0-1. Buxton taking, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, and the count is 1-2. Yeah, that's throwing hard.
Slider away to get strike 1, sinker in. And then a slider away again for a swing and a miss. Got to believe he goes back out there.
Buck awaits, pitch delivered. Swung on a miss, he struck him out. Gassed him at 98. And the Twins are down to their final out. But Will Vest just rearing back and throwing 1,000,000 miles an hour. I don't think that was on my bingo card coming into the season.
I don't think it was on very many people's bingo cards at all, but
highly effective. It's up to Jeffers. Twins down 3-0. Crowd on its feet. Jeffers lines a ball towards short, and it's going to be caught off a big skipping hop by Baez. He throws to first base, and the ball game is over. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Will Vest. He saves his 13th, and he saves it for Tarek Skubal, who joins Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer as the only Tigers ever to win 10 straight decisions within a single season. Skubal was dominant. Tigers get just enough offense, and they blank the Twins 3-0 and take 2 out of 3 in this series. It's on to Miami for Minnesota, but first it's on to the post-game download. We'll get a preview of what's to come from John Vitas.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. The Tigers win the series 2-1 with that incredible performance tonight from Tarek Skubal. 13 Ks over 7 scoreless innings, and the Twins manage just 2 hits. We have our left-handed pitcher on call to start the Affinity Plus Federal Credit Union postgame download. I'm sure Glenn Perkins will have a lot to say about what Skubal just did. Twins did get some good work out of their bullpen. We'll talk about that too. We'll have highlights, out-of-town scores, clubhouse reaction, and a trip around the bases. That's coming up next here on the post-game download. But first, we are going to take a quick break, and then Chris will be with you from Comerica Park to wrap things up and give you the final totals here on your home for Twins baseball.
It's